Hello and assalamu alaikum everyone. This is the Ramadan Iftaar and Suhoor transmission of March 27 and 28 live from Rockville studio in Maryland, USA. And before I start the transmission, as usual, I will put up this scent, and this is Amir Al Aoud, and it is from the Tafa company, and it is out based. So let's put this before we start that. And this is the beautiful bottle of the scent, and it smells so good. So I have put this, and this is the scent if you want to buy it. So let's start the transmission. But before we do that, I want to remind you that these are my two Amazon best-selling books, and this one, the first one, The Modern Mughal Mentality: New Strategies to Succeed in India and the Global Marketplace, was also hot number one new release on Amazon. And this one was Amazon bestseller, The Outbreak of a Monstrous Infection. And the first one, The Modern Mughal Mentality: New Strategies to Succeed in India and the Global Marketplace, was Amazon bestseller as well as hot number one new release on Amazon. Having said that, friends, where the first book, The Modern Mughal Mentality: New Strategies to Succeed in India and the Global Marketplace, when this book came, there was a lot of research going on Jugaad, the Indian buzzword, and I conceptualized Jugaad as thinking outside the box. And I have devised a business model. And if you follow those strategies, you will have a very successful business. For this book, The Modern Mughal Mentality, I want a documentary to be made. So all those documentary producers, please contact me at Afshan at Dr.Afshan Hashmi.com. And for my second book, The Outbreak of a Monstrous Infection, I want a movie or a web series to be made. So all those movie and web series and TV series serial producers, please contact me at Afshan at drafshanhashmi.com. I have already written the script of The Outbreak of a Monstrous Infection. So please do contact me. I want this movie to be made as soon as possible. Having said that, friends, let's start the transmission by reading from the study Quran. And this is the study Quran. Here it is. And let's read now. And we will be reading from the House of Imran, Al Imran Surah. And here it is. And we are reading the interpretation of that. From the Medinan period, Imran or the House of Imran refers to the family line or House of Imran mentioned in verse 33. Early in the surah, there is a discussion of the interpretation of the Quran, verses 7, raising questions of its levels of meaning and the spiritual qualities necessary to understand the depths of the text. Among the events of sacred history described in this surah are the birth and early life of Mary, the mother of Jesus, verses 35 to 43, the birth of Jesus, verses 45 to 47, his miracles, verses 49, and his relationship with his apostles, verses 52 to 57. Like Al Baqarah, this surah addresses the status of the people of the book, both Jews and Christians, criticizing them strongly but also distinguishing between the good and the bad among them and affirming their belief in God and the uprightness of some among them, verses 67 to 115 and 199. A considerable portion of the surah is devoted to the events of the Battle of Uhud, the second major battle that followed the first battle, the Battle of Badr. In the second battle, the community of believers fought the Makkans at the foot of of Mount Uhud outside Medina. So this was little bit from the house of Imran, Surah Imran. And here I got it from the study Quran, and this study Quran is available wherever books are sold. And I also wanted to remind you that my books, The Modern Mughal Mentality, New Strategies to Succeed in India and the Global Marketplace, and The Outbreak of a Monstrous Infection, are self-published, and I am a full-time author, and they bring food to the table. So please go and buy those two books and give me an honest review. Having said that, let's move on to other parts of the transmission. And I have a very interesting scientific paper today. As you know, I am a scientist also by profession. So I searched the PubMed and I found effects of Ramadan fasting on serum lipid profile. And here is the paper. And let's read little bit from the paper. Abstract introduction. Ramadan is the ninth month of the, and this paper came in Journal of Family Medicine, Primary Care 2020, Volume 9, and pages 237 to 41. And this is by Akhtar and et al. And it says Ramadan is ninth month in lunar Islamic calendar and lasts for about 29 to 30 days. It is mandatory for all adult individuals of the Islamic faith to fast during the holy month of Ramadan. During the period, healthy Muslims do not eat or drink, that is total abstinence from food and fluids, and refrain from tobacco daily from pre-dawn until dusk. Very few studies in the recent years have been conducted on this subject, and for primary care physicians, it is of great help in understanding the physiological changes that occur in various populations with different rituals in Muslims. The materials and methods. The present study included healthy adult male Muslim volunteers from different mosques in and around Jammu city. The number of subjects in the study was 100. Blood samples from all 100 subjects were collected twice during the study, once in the week prior to the beginning of Ramadan and then again in the last week of Ramadan from 99 subjects, as two subjects opted out. Following biochemical parameters were taken into consideration: A. Serum total cholesterol, B. Serum triglycerides, and C. Serum HDL cholesterol. Results: it was observed that compared to pre-fasting levels, total cholesterol, TC, and diglyceride, TG, were significantly decreased, and high-density lipoprotein cholesterol HDLC level had significantly increased. Conclusion: this study showed a reduction in total cholesterol and triglycerides along with a rise in levels of HDLC, which had beneficial effects on lipid profile post Ramadan fasting period. So this is a very, very interesting paper. So if you want to get this paper, I have already given you the reference. So now let's proceed to another section of Ramadan transmission, and that is How to make palak pakoda chaat. Crispy fried palak pakoda served topped with onion chaat masala. The typical chaat chutneys. Palak pakoda chaat is a classic fritter dish prepared with spinach. A very simple palak delicacy, though you can add your choice of mixed vegetables too. Hindi Palak, treasure house of vitamins and minerals. Spinach must be included in the week's menu. The usage can be varied. Chopped spinach leaves cooked with potatoes is a semi-wet vegetable with rotis. A few spinach leaves thrown in with mixed vegetables and turned into a soup is lovely on a cold winter night. Chopped and blanched spinach makes a different sort of raita. Spinach puri can be used in cutlets or kebab. The list goes on. Ingredients for palak pakoda chaat recipe. Spinach leaves, palak stems trimmed off, one medium bunch, gram flour, besan 1 cup, oil for deep frying, turmeric powder 1/2 teaspoon, red chili powder 1 teaspoon plus for sprinkling, asafoetida half teaspoon, carom seeds, ajwain 1 teaspoon, salt to taste. And I made it today, that's why I'm telling you. Salt to taste, baking soda, a pinch, onion finely chopped, 1 medium, chaat masala to sprinkle, amchur powder to sprinkle, black salt, kala namak to sprinkle, yogurt as required, date and turmeric chutney as required, green chutney as required, cumin powder roasted to sprinkle, fresh coriander leaves chopped for garnishing. Method Step 1. Heat sufficient oil in a kadhai. Step 2. Take gram turmeric powder, chili powder, asafoetida, carom seeds and salt in a bowl and mix. Add some water and mix till smooth. Add baking soda and whisk well to make a semi-thick batter. Coat each spinach leaf with the batter and deep frying hot oil till golden and crisp. Strain on absorbent paper. Step 4. Place pakoras on a serving platter. Put some onion on top and sprinkle some chaat masala, dried mango powder, black salt, and chili powder. Step 5. Drizzle some yogurt, date, and turmeric chutney and green chutney on top. Sprinkle some cumin powder. Step 6. Serve immediately. Garnish with coriander leaves. So, this was the recipe of palak chaat, and you will make it, and it is very very yummy. I made it today for iftar and had it, and it was very good, made by this recipe. Now I will be talking about, about Ghalib, the famous Urdu poet. On Ghalib, what he had to say on fasting and starving. It's the month of Ramadan, and Ghalib has some interesting to say as always. In a funny way, forces an important truth upon us. Ghalib uses the concept of the holy fast of Ramadan to make a point. The verses in question reproduced below are not part of ghazal but rather a verse set known as a qata. If you have a diwan, you will find it at the very end after all the ghazals. If iftare som कि जिससे कुछ दस्तगाह हो उस शख्स को जरूर है रोजा रखा करें। जिस पास रोजा खोल के खाने को कुछ न हो, रोजा अगर न खाए तो नाचार क्या करे। The English translation is, the one who has the withal to open his fast, that person should indeed keep his fast. The one who has nothing to open his fast with, what else could he do but he constrained to eat the fast? As with many Ghalib verses, this one too has layers which turn on paradoxes and word play. What is fasting? It is defined in relation to eating or the ability to eat. If one doesn't or can't eat, then where is the question of fasting? So, not fasting need not be a sign of lack of faith. And then the use of roza khana is great because it simultaneously suggests that such a person should not be required to keep rosa, and that such as person may have nothing to eat except the rosa itself. That is the idiomatic use of the phrase rosa khana makes the words witty. The phrase means not keeping a fast, but it can also be taken literally to mean eating the fast itself, that is staying hungry, so the person is both fasting and not fasting at the same time. So much for Ghalib's paradoxes. This verse raises important question about hunger and choice today. So this was little bit Ghalib's poetry, and now I will be folks talking about Fidya or for missed fast during Ramadan. If you don't fast for any of the days of Ramadan, you will be required to pay a charitable form of compensation. You must pay fidya for fast missed out of necessity that cannot be made up afterwards. What is fidya? When someone cannot fast in Ramadan and can't make up the lost days afterwards, for example, because of a long term health condition, then they should pay fidya for someone else to be fed. Why is fidya important in Islam? To make up for missing fast, Ramadan is a commandment from Allah. Fasting is for a fixed number of days, and if one of you be sick or if one of you be on a journey, you will fast the same number of other days later on. For those who are capable of fasting but still do not fast, there is a redemption feeding a needy man for each day missed. Whoever voluntarily does more good than is required will find it better for him, and you should fast is better for you if you only know. Quran 2.184. How much is Fadya for Ramadan 2023? $5 Fadya for each missed fast. It should provide one person with two meals or two people with one meal. However, if someone misses all the fast of Ramadan, they would need to pay dollars 150. What is the difference between fadya and kafara? Fadya is paid for deliberately missing a fast with a valid reason to do so. However, kafara is only paid if you break a fast without a valid reason. The amount paid in fidya for each missed fast is equivalent to feeding one person. However, when paying kafara, the payment for is the equivalent of feeding 60 people. Who is eligible for fadya? You are eligible to pay fadya if you have missed or are exempt from fasting due to illness, old age, or any other reason which prevents you from making the fast up later. Who can receive fadya? Fadya is to be given only to the poor and needy, not to everyone. Scholars consider fadya to be like zakat. Therefore, those entitled to receive fadya are regarded as being among those who are entitled to zakat. What is fadya in Islam? Fadya is a religious donation to help those in need. It is only paid when someone is unable to fast during Ramadan due to medical conditions or any other valid reasons such as prolonged illness and will not be able to make up the fast. Frequently asked questions. When to pay Fadya? You are supposed to pay it before you miss a fast or before Ramadan if you know you can't participate for the whole month. Is Fadya compulsory? Fasting uh, during Ramadan is an obligation on all able Muslims and is one of the five pillars of Islam. Muslims must pay kafara or fidya when missing these fundamental aspects of Islam with a valid reason or not. Charity as well as compulsory payments like these emphasize just what an important aspect of Islam the holy month of Ramadan is. How to pay fidya? Fidya is a donation that must be paid to feed poor for not taking a fast missed in Ramadan on time. Therefore, $5 fidya paid for each fast missed. So this is about fidya, and now, folks, I will be talking about Kaftan. Uh, fashions in this, and today I'm wearing this beautiful abaya. How do you like my look? Do let me know in comments, and also let me know that how do you like this Ramadan and Sahur transmission, and come in great numbers to listen this, and also give me lot of views uh, on my YouTube channel, and it is also from the stage of my doco series, and this doco series is syndicated worldwide to 300 million listeners. So if you give me sponsorship, you will be promoted to 300 million listeners in a very reasonable price, and I will give a very reasonable price, and you can contact me at Afshan at drafshanhashmi.com. Having said that, friends, now let's talk about kaftan fashions. So this is a beautiful kaftan, and here it is. So beautiful it is. These are different kaftans. And I love to wear kaftans. So, folks, these were some kaftans, and now before ending this transmission, I will remind you that please go and buy my two books, The Modern Mughal Mentality, New Strategies to Succeed in India and the Global Marketplace, and The Outbreak of a Monstrous Infection, because I am a full time author, and through the sale of those books, I bring food to the table. And please give me an honest review. And for my first book, I want a documentary to be made for modern Mughal mentality. So please contact me at Afshan at drafshanhashmi.com. And for my second book, The Outbreak of a Monstrous Infection, I want a movie or a web series or a TV serial to be made, and I have already written the script. So all those Hollywood, Bollywood, independent producers, please contact me at Afshan at drafshanhashmi.com. And this transmission is syndicated worldwide to 300 million listeners. So if you give me sponsorship for my doco series, from which stage this transmission is going on, so I will give you a very reasonable price for sponsorship, and Please contact me at Afshan at drafshanhashmi.com, and please subscribe to my YouTube channel at Afshan Hashmi and come in great numbers when I give this, and give me lot of views on my YouTube channel. At Afshan Hashmi is my YouTube channel, and all those who have subscribed my YouTube channel, thanks a lot, and who have commented on my YouTube channel, thanks a lot. Having said that, friends, now I will end this broadcast, and cheers, Khuda Hafiz. Have a blessed Ramadan, Ramadan Kareem, and Ramadan Mubarak, and bye bye, and Khuda Hafiz.